it's Emily. Today we're going to cook a turkey in a roaster oven. This is an electric roaster. It is pretty big. This is a 20-pound turkey and it fits just right. It's easily put the lid on it. It's going to be perfect. Here are some benefits for cooking your turkey in a roaster oven. For one thing, on Thanksgiving Day, your ovens are all full. You've got the stuffing, the rolls, the corn, the green bean casserole. Everything's in your oven. This is an easy way to just put it in a roaster oven, plug it in, and forget about it, and your ovens are free for other things. So I've got my 20-pound turkey in here, and I'm going to start with olive oil, and then I'm going to put some seasonings on it. I'm going to put rosemary, sage. I love sage on a turkey. It's that earthy, yummy flavor. It's so good. Here's some freeze-dried poultry seasoning blend. And this does have some sage in it. It also has some rosemary. We're going to add some more rosemary to this too. But this is really good. It's got some spring onions in it. It's delicious. And then, of course, we're going to top it off with some salt. So my turkey, if you can see, has a built-in thermometer. So this is going to pop out. It's a timer. So this is going to pop out when my turkey gets to be 165 degrees. For poultry, 165 degrees is a safe cooking temperature for your bird. If your bird doesn't come with one of these built into it, you can buy these. These are at Walmart. I got these for just $1. And there's 2 of them, and you just poke it in your bird. Just poke it right in the top. You can also use just a regular kitchen thermometer. These are great. Okay, I've got my plate. I'm just going to start dumping seasonings on it. The reason I do it this way is because once I start getting into the bird, my hands are dirty with salmonella and bacteria, so I don't want to be touching my seasonings after I start going in on the bird. Okay, here's my rosemary. So I've got rosemary and sage. I'm gonna dump quite a bit of those. And then I've got this really nice Lighthouse poultry herb blend. Okay, that looks about right. And then I'll dump some salt on there. Okay, so there's my plate full of seasonings. Now I'm gonna go with my olive oil, just give them a good drizzle. You can put butter on your turkey. So there's a good shot of the bird. I'm going to go up under this skin. I've already put a tiny bit of seasoning on, you'll see that, but I'm going to go clear up, and I'm going to shove that olive oil and those seasonings up clear under, because once your bird is done and you start carving it, you don't really eat this skin. At least I don't. My family doesn't. So if you shove some seasonings and some olive oil up under here, and then put the skin back so it stays nice and moist, it's delicious. Okay, so I'm going to go rosemary, and then I'm going to get up under that skin. This is going to be so good. And I'm not going to get my thermometer loose. That's going to stay in place. So I'm careful to go around that. Go around the thermometer, but get up under there with all these yummy seasonings, herbs and seasonings. Oh, I'll tell you what's really delicious. All these herbs and seasonings I'm putting on, get down in that broth, all the drippings, and I make the best turkey gravy. It's so good because it's well seasoned already. So all you need is some of that dripping, and I use some cornstarch. I'll make it for you. It's delicious. So look how pretty that bird looks. So we're ready to put the lid on. And my bird is 20 pounds. So on the cooking instructions, follow your cooking instructions that come on your turkey. I'm going to, here's the great thing about these roaster ovens. Let me hold this up for you. They actually have a temperature on them. So my directions on my turkey said 325 degrees, and for a 20-pound bird, it says 4.5 to 5 hours. And I have put some chicken broth in the bottom because, again, I love that turkey gravy, and I want a lot of turkey gravy. Okay, we're going to put this on. We're going to come back in about 4 hours and check on it, see how we're doing, see if it needs another half an hour. That's all there is. And then once you've done this, you can just, for 4.5 hours, work on your other things. Work on your rolls, on your stuffing. So this is actually the easy part of a Thanksgiving dinner. I said we're going to come check back in 4 hours, but there's a few things I forgot to mention that I want to just touch on really quickly. Okay, this is my roaster, my electric roaster, same brand. It's just kind of a smaller, and I thought this was big until I saw this one. This is 8 quarts. This is an 8 quart, and it also has your temperature gauge. What this one is perfect for is a turkey breast. This will make the best turkey breast ever. Same thing. You put your turkey in, you put all the same seasonings, olive oil, and it's just the right size. And a lot of times on Thanksgiving, I'll do a big turkey and a turkey breast because there's a lot of people that love that white meat. And this will give us a whole nother breast. So this is 8 quarts. This big one is 16 quarts. I forgot to mention that to you. It's a 16 quart. This was my mom's. You can see her name's all over it. She has a few of them, and one day I just said, "You have so many. I don't have one. Can I have one of yours?" So of course she gave it to me. And then another thing is I decided to put some green onions on the top of this bird. Our freeze-dried poultry mix had some in it, but I had some in the fridge, so I decided why not just put some on. Doesn't that look delicious? So that's going to help season the turkey and season our gravy. Okay, so can you hear it sizzling? Oh, it looks so good. So I'm going to put that on. Again, it's at 350 degrees. Here's our beautiful 20-pound turkey, all done. You can tell it's done. For one, the thermometer has popped up. And then if you can see this, it's like pulling away from the bone. Look at that meat. It's so tender. So I'm going to let this rest for a few minutes before we carve it. But look at all these drippings in the bottom. I put that chicken broth. I'm going to get you a close-up of this bird. Look at that bird. That is going to be some tender, delicious meat. And then look in the bottom, look at all those drippings we're going to use for the gravy. It's going to be very flavorful because we've got all those spices and herbs and seasonings in it. I'm enlisting my son's help with this job. See these muscles? Okay, this is heavy. It's got all the drippings in it plus our 20-pound bird. We are going to put that yummy turkey broth in a pan to make our gravy. What's a turkey dinner without the good gravy to go on our potatoes? This is well seasoned already. I'm not going to add any salt because if you remember, I added rosemary, sage, salt, and poultry seasoning to the turkey. So all of those seasonings, I don't know if you can see all those green specks in there. All of those seasonings are going to be in our gravy as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to bring this up to a boil. So what I've got here, I've got my mashed potatoes going. Those are almost done. This is going to come together really well. And one little tip is you can add your potato water. Look at all that starch in that. Potato water has a lot of starch. So I'm going to add just a little bit. I'm still going to use my cornstarch to thicken this. Okay, it's boiling. So now I'm going to take my cornstarch. I'm going to put several tablespoons in cold water. I don't have very much water, maybe half a cup at the most. And I'm going to start with 2½ heaping tablespoons. Just stir it up until it's all dissolved. You can also make gravy with flour, but we've got a few family members that are not in my family, but when we do our big get-togethers, that are gluten-free, so you can use this cornstarch. And I like the flavor of it. It kind of, the flour, it's good too. It's kind of more pasty, I guess. This just takes on the turkey flavor. Okay, see how this is a rolling boil? I'm just going to slowly add my cornstarch water, and it's going to instantly thicken up. Okay, so about half a cup of water and 2½ heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. That's pretty good. I'm going to let that heat for a minute. Doesn't that gravy look so delicious? Got all your seasonings in there already. Okay, it's not quite as thick as I want it to be. So all I have to do is add a little bit more cornstarch. I'm going to go with, it's not even a full tablespoon. Okay. That might get us to where we need to be on our thickness. Doesn't take very long to get that dissolved. Oh, I think that's just right. That looks perfect. I'm going to let this boil for just a minute, and then I'm going to turn it on to low. Oh, that looks so good. That looks like the right consistency. I'm going to turn it to low and wait for our potatoes to get done. Here's our turkey dinner. Cornbread stuffing, green bean casserole, corn, turkey roll, and look at that gravy. Perfection. It's the turkey platter after my family's attacked it. Still looks pretty good. Okay, here's the family sitting down to Sunday dinner. Turkey dinner. Sophia, what do you think?